3, 2, 1, blast their tanks off. So this is Tanknarok, and it really is a tank-like. If you've ever played combat or heard of combat or played any sort of, mini tank game, yes, this is pretty much Tanknarok. But hey, it's modernized and with like fancy, cool, cel-shaded graphics. So yeah, it really feels like modern Unity pastel-based cartoonish graphics. It's got bright, low polygon tank game with super responsive controls. I think you can dash and dodge. So there's a bit of a strategic element to it. Super fun, fast-paced party game that seems to, get released to almost little to no fanfare, unfortunately, 4 years ago under the beginning of COVID. So it's a fast-paced couch action game that you can, clearly it's designed for you to play with your friends from that era where, unfortunately that was when it was hard to play against your friends. But there's also 4-player bot support, either local or online. Thank goodness, and we'll get to that in a second. So there's 90 plus arenas with over 7 themes, lots of power-ups. Now, with those themes, I think they sort of like mishmash the different levels, so they have similar settings, but the layout's different. And so there's deadly in-game hazards, just like the traditional Bomberman or other party games. Bumpers, conveyor belts, police cars. They change each round to help keep things fresh. So there's various weapons. I saw plasma shots and lasers. I didn't really see, guess I saw some traditional tank blasts, but not so much. The plasma bolts were pretty entertaining as it was. But unfortunately, the online seems to be dead, and obviously this game's a few years old now. It's kind of a shock because we lost so much time due to COVID, I feel. And yeah, there's just so many arenas, and this game seems pretty intense. Now, there's various modes. I don't remember all 7, but there's sort of like multiplayer matchups. So there's tank warfare, there's a time attack. I didn't catch the other ones, but probably pretty generic stuff. So there's very little people playing online when I tried. By little people, I mean 0, sadly. So this game came out 4 years ago. I don't know if people are still playing it. I tried it because it takes time to try some of these games, unfortunately, because so many good ones come out in time. But thank God for bot support is what I was going to hint at before. If there wasn't bot support, we wouldn't even be able to play this game at this point, which happens to a lot of the Unity games, especially games that came out like 1 to 2, 3 years ago. Sling to the Finish, for example. You can play on your own, but it's not really the same, and we still reviewed it, but it's not the same feeling as if you're playing a party game with people and in the same room. It's just not. So this twin tank shooter, yeah, it just feels like this game's DOA. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going to happen with the servers, but hopefully maybe there's a sequel coming eventually. The game is exciting. I can see it being fun against friends in short blasts. I feel it's good. I think it's a solid party game. It's better than most of, I would say 2/3 of the party games I've played and seen. It just is missing that last bit that makes it, and I've said this before and it comes up every once in a while, makes it the difference between an average party game and, like, let's say a Mario Party. Only really get this game if you have friends that are also going to play. It's still, you could still buy it, unlike some of the other games that I'm reviewing this week. But there's no single player mode, unfortunately. There's no campaign. There's no user selectable levels, so like the game just flashes through each stage randomly. So if you have one favorite stage and a certain theme, you have to play through until the game stumbles on that, literally stumbles on it and chooses for you. Because the servers are empty, the game really needs more content. As cool as it is, there's like, what, 7 or 8 themes I said? Being able to customize party games is so important. I feel like this game really needed that sort of patch. It's like, you want to play this mode, you want to play these stages, you want to play this many people. It's got some of that customization, but it doesn't have it fully to the point where a party game would really excel and people can change things as they like. So it goes for $7.79. It looks and plays amazing. Overall, I feel like Tanknarok improves on the classic gameplay of combat and other tank games we've seen. It's probably the best and most polished game for this week, so it's kind of a shame it came out and like pretty much went unnoticed. Despite the lack of players, I would say it's a solid 8.5 out of 10. To be perfectly blunt, it gets my choice as the game of this week. Despite, you know, I really loved the look of Witchfire. I love what they were trying to do mostly for it until the Calamity idea. But Tanknarok is immediate fun, and gamers from all ages can blast each other away in this game. You can just pick up and play. There's only a few buttons to dodge, shoot, aim, everything. Very easy to play. It's good for a quick solo 20-second match. That's what the matches usually seem to last for, at least against the AI. I don't, maybe a little bit longer against humans players. But yeah, like this would be a fun evening with friends on the couch, or you could play online if they buy the game as well and you guys match up. So I would say, yeah, this is the game of the week for me. Just overall, it's more of a complete package than the other two I played this week. So anyways, keep on rocking the other tanks with your boom blast. Keep on gaming.